Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Free Will Tarot, y'all. If y'all don't know my name by now, my name is Rick. We are about to do the Sagittarius and Capricorn collective readings tonight. I do 2 signs a night, Monday through Saturday. Monday is Aries and Taurus. Tuesday is Gemini and Cancer. Wednesdays are for Leo and Virgo. Thursdays are for Libra and Scorpio. Fridays, meaning tonight, are for Sagittarius and Capricorn. And then tomorrow night, being Saturdays, will be Aquarius and Pisces. I do offer personal paid readings on Sundays. Same time as usual, 6:30 to 7:30. Eastern Standard Time, that is. What up, what up? Sagittarius Collective. If y'all are new here, definitely hit that follow button. I so appreciate you. And for all of the Capricorn Collective followers, thank you all for being patient with me. I will start the Capricorn Collective reading shortly after I end out the Sagittarius Collective reading. What is going on with my Sagittariuses tonight? Holy crap, y'all. What a day. What a freaking week. What a freaking week. Next week's paycheck will be humongous. My body feels it. Holy crap. Sagittarius Collective. How are y'all doing tonight? I am so ready for next week's paycheck, for real. My body is totally thanking me for, well, relaxing for the night. Thank goodness it is the weekend. Sagittarius Collective. What up, what up? Where are my Saggies at? My Saggies. Sagittarius Collective. Do keep in mind, if you are viewing this video from YouTube, you can always fast forward to when I start the readings. Either the Sagittarius Collective reading or the Capricorn Collective reading. The Capricorn Collective, you are more than welcome to stay during the Sagittarius reading, or if you want, you can come back in about 27 minutes from now. Give or take a few minutes maybe. I do know I started the Scorpio Collective reading last night a little late. The Libra Collective must have needed that message. That and/or I need to practice better time management skills. But neither here nor there. Sagittarius Collective. Here in about 4 minutes, we are going to get 3 more shuffles and start the reading. Hope y'all are doing a-okay tonight. Just want to allow everyone to hop in on the live stream. Give everyone plenty of time to do so. I'm sure a lot of you would hate it if I was just like knuckles deep in the reading and you're like, hey, can you give me a recap? And I'm like, nope. Thank you for the heart me. Ooh, yes, Sagittarius. Okay. We have one Sagittarius. Do I have any other Sagittariuses tonight joining the live stream? What is going on, y'all? Oh, yes. I do remember you being a Capricorn. I'm not sure if you was in the live stream last week. But yes, I do remember your profile pic. January 11th, that's what's up. You said I was. Okay. Okay. That is what is up. Y'all, we got 2 more minutes. And then I'm going to do 3 more shuffles. And then y'all know what happens then. After 3 shuffles, I'm going to do the bridge shuffle. And for anyone new here, when I do the bridge shuffle, that is the signal to send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety through the comments so I can cut this deck. Oh yes. Less than 2 minutes. I'm sure it's less than 1.5 minutes by now. Yep, there it is, 37. Less than a minute now, and we'll do 3 more shuffles. What do we have for the Sagittarius Collective? What does the Sagittarius Collective need to know moving forward? What do they need to know moving forward for the next week ahead as I do weekly readings here at Free Will Tarot? If I was smart, next week I would choose a different deck to use. I do remember back in the day, like 2 years ago, I would just switch decks every week. I would use a different deck every week. What does the Sagittarius Collective need to know moving forward? Less than a minute. Less than 30 seconds, I think. What does the Sagittarius Collective need to know moving forward for the next week ahead? Whoa. There it is, 38 after. We need 3 more shuffles. Let's get it going. A 1. A 2. A 3. Hello. We are definitely doing the Sagittarius and Capricorn readings right now. Thank you for the heart me. Alrighty, y'all. I'm about to do the bridge shuffle. Y'all know what that means, and if you don't, you're about to find out. When I do the bridge shuffle, that is the signal to go ahead and send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety through the comments so I can cut this deck. Wow, that was a really good bridge shuffle. Look at that. Clean. Gorgeous. Let's do it. Oh yes. There it is, and there it was, the bridge shuffle. TWAS twas. I see we have 1 comment of scissors, and it doesn't necessarily have to be scissors. It's literally just a metaphor. We're going to cut the deck in 3. It could be sharp cheese, for all I know, that you send. It could be a handsomely dressed, sharp feller. Am I on time for Sag? You definitely are on time for the Sagittarius reading. Sagittarius. About 40 after, we're going to cut this deck. And we're going to get right on into your reading. Oh yes. The sword. I love it when y'all show me like razor blades or like a trident. Someone sent in the comments a trident one time. I was like, whoa, that is like Probably the coolest emoji I've seen anyways. 40 after. Here we go. Cutting the deck. Thank you all for participating in such a fun way. With that being said, Sagittarius Collective, Sun, Moon, and or Rising, maybe even Venus. Here is the situation. Here is the challenge. Here is your person of interest. Here is the common ground or similarities between you both. And here's the possible outcome and or advice. Alrighty, do keep in mind, Sagittarius Collective, the metaphors and or examples of the interpretations I use in this collective reading, yes, collective reading, will not resonate for a specific person watching this reading 100%. With that being said, do take what resonates, leave out the rest. Someone needs to hear this message though. With that being said, the Sagittarius Collective is starting out Friday to Friday in Emperor energy. This does tell me, no matter if you are a male or female, tarot is not gender specific. We all have feminine and or masculine energies within us, depending on the situation, depending on the people around us. Do keep that in mind. So the Emperor, this tells me that you're possibly taking charge in the next week, taking action, getting organized, creating stability where you have to, taking control, maybe of your life, maybe of your situation. No, the Capricorn reading will start in about 18 minutes. I do 20-minute blocks, give or take, for each sign. 2 signs a day, Monday through Saturday, but then yes, I try to allow time, the first 10 minutes, let's say, for everyone to join the live stream and to chit-chat a little bit. And then 20-minute readings. I think that's fair. No matter the case, yes, the situation could be for the Sagittarius Collective that you're getting organized, taking charge, taking action, maybe being stern about your boundaries, about what you expect moving forward. It could be you're even following a certain guideline or doing things by the book, let's say, for the next week, Friday to Friday. Now, for whatever reason, we have the Queen of Cups in the challenge. This does tell me that you might find it challenging or difficult to have mutual emotions invested in this situation with this person in your environment. I'm not sure why, but the Queen of Cups in any other placement tells me that there is mutual respect, mutual understanding of what each other is going through or has going through, maybe. Mutual love, for sure. Mutual emotional investment. However, if this is in the challenge, I'm going to read it as a reversal, meaning you might find it challenging and or difficult to invest equally for whatever reason, or maybe the challenge is on this person's end and they might look at how you're handling the situation or behaving or how you're showing up to the situation, for sure, as like maybe you're not emotionally invested at all. So why the heck should I be emotionally invested? No matter the case, whoever this person is, however they're viewing you, we do have the Page of Wands. This does tell me that they are definitely excited, for sure, for you showing up in this Emperor energy, masculine energy, taking action, taking charge, getting organized, they're definitely excited to see you in this light. It could be that they're so excited that they wake up in the morning and are just like ready to start the day. Now that the Sagittarius is taking charge, taking action, getting organized, I can't wait to see what the Sagittarius does, how they're organizing things, how they're setting boundaries. I'm here for it. However, do keep in mind the page isn't one to take action. That's more so the knights. That's more so the kings, the queens, the emperor, per se. So, with that being said, maybe they aren't expecting to take action. Maybe they aren't expecting to have, certain expectations be met as far as like, well, what do you mean? I'm just excited to be here. I didn't realize I had a certain responsibility to take action as well. Well, to some degree, if we're on a team, even in a relationship, we take turns, being in this emperor energy. No matter what kind of relationship we're looking at, whether it's romantic or not, we all take turns being in this emperor energy, taking the lead, taking charge, getting organized, putting effort into something. While the other person is in empress energy, let's say, and receives, is receptive, nurtures something, right? The other person will take action, get organized, so on and so forth, and then they switch. However, I don't feel like this person is as experienced as the Sagittarius. And I say this because we both, the similarities or common ground between you both is the Five of Wands. I say that because, yes, we have a little bit of conflict. It's like, I'm over here, says the Sagittarius, getting organized, taking charge, putting in effort, taking action, and yet, what is this person doing? Maybe this is an inner conflict that is bound to come out as an outer conflict for a Sagittarius. If y'all know a Sagittarius, they do not hold back their truth, how they're feeling, what they're thinking. And that can be a beautiful thing, for sure. I mean, have you ever considered that the person that expresses themselves so freely, without holding back, without bottling it in, think about that. They're probably going to live a lot longer than the person that bottles it in and holds all those emotions, holds all those thoughts to themselves. This is literally how Cancer is created. It's literally how dis-ease, because you're not at ease with something, you're at dis-ease. It's how that's created, right? So, yes, while this person is excited that you're showing up in such a way, taking charge, I don't feel like they're so experienced as you are, and therefore, like, they have their own opinions about what kind of responsibility, or if they even, have an idea of what responsibilities they need to bring to the table. So yeah, it's bound to be an outer conflict, no matter if it's an inner conflict. Even though they're excited about how you're showing up, they're ready to wake up in the morning like, I can't wait to, hear from the Sagittarius what they've gotten accomplished, what success they're creating. No matter if it's success in the moment, I'm sure they know. Like, they know. They just see the Sagittarius doing their thing, Like, geez, if they're not successful now, they're bound to create success in the future. Like, they just know. Which is a good thing. You know, if you are connected to a Sagittarius, you want them to win. That's the beautiful thing about being friends with a Sagittarius, being, you know, romantic partners with one. You're rooting for them to win. However, I'm not so sure why we have the Knight of Swords in the possible outcome and or advice. There's three, yes, different examples of why the Knight of Swords would show up in a reading. One is out of fear. May I remind y'all that the Knight of Swords is the fastest knight in the tarot deck. So yes, it could be that your advice here or the possible outcome could be that you charge in out of fear of missing out on something, which doesn't really make sense for the storyline. Maybe it's because you too are excited about something. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see this person and show them how organized I am or how successful I'm about to be and how confident I am. You know, taking action. I suppose that could be, but I mean, we also have this Queen of Cups in the challenge, finding it challenging to be emotionally invested, maybe as much as this person, or vice versa. If this person has this challenge, maybe they're finding it challenging or difficult to be as excited as you are, or emotionally invested as they are. However, I feel like the Knight of Swords is more so sorry, not sorry, out of anger. I feel, especially with this Five of Wands and the similarities or common ground between you both, I feel like you're going to really tell this person about themselves, like, what are you doing? I'm over here, I've got plans. Either we're moving forward or we're not. You can be excited all you want, but until I see some actual effort being put into something, is it really worth my time? Is it really worth my effort being put into something when it's not being reciprocated? When it's not being reciprocated. I feel like you're looking at this person as if they're like really immature. Maybe not necessarily, for their age per se. It's going to be case by case. But maybe for their age, Like, hey, you're 35, you're 40 years old. You would think that you would know this dynamic between us is going to need you to step up to the plate, take some accountability, be responsible, not just for yourself, but for others involved in the situation. So, maybe, with that Knight of Swords, it's the possible outcome that you'll really tell themselves about themselves, yes. Give them a mouthful, and not in a good way either. Or if this is the advice, try your best to watch what you say, right? You don't want to tell this person to go, how do I want to word this? You don't want to tell this person that the next person that tries to tell me what to do, I'm going to, cut their nuts off and make them eat it in a sandwich, that sort of thing. We don't want to traumatize this person, especially if they are emotionally immature. Hello, Miss Shannon. We don't want to traumatize this person, is what I'm getting at. While yes, you might feel like, hey, it's the truth, I'm just speaking my truth, Okay, but the truth, like a sword, can really affect people. It's not that this person is like so sensitive or, some of you are thinking, well, I really wish this person wasn't such a pussy. I know some of y'all are thinking that. It doesn't have to be the case, though. Try your best to put yourself in their shoes. Even though I know y'all can handle the truth. Maybe this person is willing to hear the truth. But also, the truth doesn't have to be so sharp and pointy. Right? The truth doesn't have to be so sharp and pointy. They're laughing, saying facts. Like, I'm the type of person, I don't like to use specific language just because it's not classy, right? It's just not classy to use certain language or use certain words over and over again, like every sentence. I don't have to cuss or swear or whatever, to get my message across. There's a certain class, there's a certain finesse in conversation. Sorry about that, traffic. But yes, there's a certain finesse, there's a certain classiness that you can present to this person without, cutting too deeply. With that being said, we do have one card from the Oracle deck we need to pull to get a deeper understanding as to why we pulled these other cards. We need one card to end out this reading for the Sagittarius Collective. What is that one card? What does the Sagittarius Collective need to know moving forward? 3 more shuffles, y'all. A 1. A 2. A 3. Top card is the card we need to see to end out the Sagittarius Collective reading. Ooh. Wow. Look at the artwork on this card. Y'all, artwork in tarot and oracle decks is half the reason you buy. They said, how many licks? LOL. Oh my goodness. Isn't it so nostalgic though? I was born in 89, so yes, I grew up on that commercial. I have to. But yes, look at the artwork. 1980, okay. That's what's up. I wish I grew up in the 80s. I only seen the last 4 months though. I was born in August. No matter the case. Looking at the underbelly. Looking at the underbelly. Let's give a few more seconds to appreciate the artwork. And then I'm going to read from this card and see how it relates to the rest of this reading. Be sure that you are using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself. What did I say, y'all? Or perhaps a project you are working on could use some fine-tuning. I feel like with this card, this is a reminder that yes, some people are going to want to help you on a project, but they aren't going to be self-aware enough to realize, oh, I have a part to play in this. I am responsible for, a certain amount of work that needs to be put into this project. And obviously, or not so obvious, we all have our special gifts and talents. Maybe this person needs to, go through a little more self-exploration, a little more, wising up, maturing, to realize what gifts those are and how to fully use them. Especially when it comes to a Sagittarius, which is just, Saggies are just go, go, go. I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. Why am I holding myself back? Why am I letting anyone else hold me back? It could be that you're allowing someone's excitement to be a part of this project, to allow you to give them the better judgment. It could be. I mean, just because this person is excited to be a part of the project or to witness your effort being put into it, it's like, okay, but not everyone deserves to see the behind the scenes of how I'm getting my success. It's not that this person, I don't feel like, has bad intentions, like they're going to steal the secret, the secret sauce or the secret formula to your success. And I don't feel like Sagittariuses would necessarily gatekeep certain information necessarily. That's for y'all to decide. If you feel like sharing your secret sauce or your secret formula to the Krabby Patty recipe with this person would do them some good as to here's how you create the Krabby Patty. Dumb example, but I'm going to give it. If you feel like they're going to be responsible enough with it, awesome. Go right on ahead. If not, though, if you feel like they're still going to need some time to mature and to wisen up, then give them that time. Let them know, hey, you might not be ready for the secret sauce. You might not be ready for the secret Krabby Patty formula just yet. Curious, are you doing any other signs, Capricorn? Yes, I do 2 signs tonight. Or Capricorn and Leo? What do you mean? I did do the Leo reading. Oh, partnerships. Partnerships, you're saying compatibility. Leo and Capricorn compatibility, I suppose they could be compatible. I think as long as Leos aren't too playful and the Capricorn can allow a little bit of playfulness from the Leo, it can go well. But keeping that in mind, I feel like Capricorns are so business savvy and so work. This has to be done. This is more logical. And Leos are heart-based, right? So we're going to be a little bit emotional, not like a Cancerian per se. Nothing wrong with Cancerians being emotional, but just saying. Yeah, if the Capricorn can allow a little bit playfulness and a little bit of heart and passion to be alive and not throw dirt on their fire, then I think it could work. I am Cap, he is Leo. Troubled waters, unfortunately. Actually, it's been opposite. Leo is work. I see that. What about 2 Saggies? Ooh, that's a lot of fire. That's a lot of spontaneity. It could work, for sure. They would speak each other's languages, but wow. That's a lot of fire. That's a lot of, hey, I know this is random, but let's go on a road trip. I'm sure they would be down, but maybe they have a different spontaneous, idea. It could work. Let's go on a road trip. Yeah, let's go on a road trip to an amusement park. You know what? That's not a bad idea, right? Good boom booms. Yeah, Saggy and Saggy fun time. With that being said, y'all, I'm 4 minutes late to the Capricorn collective reading. I am definitely going to shuffle these cards back into their decks. Do keep in mind, I will be uploading this video to my YouTube channel. Please do subscribe if indeed life happens and you happen to miss out on a future live stream. If you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, you will not miss out on the readings in those live streams that you just so happen to miss. I do offer personal paid readings on Sundays. Do keep that in mind. It's $20 per 5-card readings like I'm doing here, or $10 for a 3-card reading, all through Cash App. With that being said, thank y'all. I hope this helped. I hope it was entertaining at the least. Are they on like a Google Meet? Nope. I suppose I could do some sort of like, what's that? Like a Zoom call. I could do a Zoom call if need be, but I normally do them right here on live stream. I live stream from 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 7:30, 1 hour every night. And then yes, Sunday nights, same time, same place. Obviously, I don't upload the personal paid readings to YouTube. I try to keep y'all's privacy intact. With that being said, Capricorn Collective, where is my Capricorn Collective? How are y'all doing tonight? Thank y'all for being patient with me. If y'all are new here, definitely hit that follow button. I so appreciate you. If you are a returning follower, thank you for all the love and support, for real. I so appreciate it. All right, last two to shuffle in the deck, and we gotta get this Capricorn reading started. Capricorn Collective. How are y'all doing tonight? Feeling life, that's for sure. This Cap needs some guidance. Okay. Okay. I get super annoyed by TikTok having me approve certain messages. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that last message. Like, how do they judge whether or not something could be offensive, or, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of thick-skinned. I can take a little bit of a push or pressure being put on me, or, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the cap. No cap. I guess so. The cap. Oh, like busting CAP. Or that's just ridiculous though. Yeah, I could see that, but come on, TikTok. Come on. Any Hoosers. Capricorn Collective. What do we have for the Capricorn Collective? What does the Capricorn Collective need to know moving forward for the next week ahead, as I do weekly readings here at Free Will Tarot? Alrighty. Yeah. Alright. Let's just get into it. We need 3 more shuffles for the Capricorn Collective reading. A 1. A 2. A 3. Alrighty, y'all. If you are new here, I'm about to do the bridge shuffle. When I do the bridge shuffle, they said crunch. When I do the bridge shuffle, that is the signal to send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety, that is, through the comments, so I can cut this deck. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Here it is. And there it was. TWAS twas. Go ahead and send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety through the comments, and we're about to get this reading started. Is that an anchor? Ooh. I don't know if anchors are necessarily sharp, but it looks cool as heck. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Best I could pull. Yeah, I mean, there's sharp cheese. There's tridents are really neat. Axes. There's some really cool emojis. A sharp-dressed man. Every girl's crazy about a sharp-dressed man. ZZ Top. Whoa. A pickaxe. Okay. That's a first. Neat. Okay. See, y'all are surprising me with some emojis. And don't you have to like purchase like packets of emojis to be able to use certain ones? KK found the scissors. Awesome sauce everywhere. I ain't cleaning it up though. You don't have to? Okay. What do I know? I'm not very technology savvy. No matter the case, let's go ahead and cut this deck with those emojis. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Thank you all for participating in such a fun way. Alrighty, Capricorn Collective. Sun, Moon, and or Rising, maybe even Venus. Here is your situation. Here is the challenge. Your person of interest. Oh no. The similarities or common ground between you both, and the possible outcome and or advice. All right, Capricorn, do keep in mind, this is a collective reading, meaning not all of my examples or metaphors are going to resonate 100% for a specific individual out there. So do keep that in mind. Take what resonates, leave out the rest. With that being said, let's get into it. So Capricorn, you are starting this reading with the situation being Four of Swords. It could be that you've had a long, hard week. Long and hard. Hey Capricorn, how's your week been? Long and hard. I do know that Capricorns have really good work ethic. Yes, it's one word, y'all. Work ethic. Work ethic, obviously, but work ethic. But with having good sense of work ethic comes a little bit of body hurts, body pains. And maybe for the next week, you're about to take a little bit of time off, at least during the weekend for sure, and heal, rest up a bit, maybe even meditate. There could be a problem or an issue you're trying to step away from and go into a little mode of contemplation. Very well could be. For all I know, you just need a random nap sometime in the next week. You know what? I don't take a nap as often as I should. I'm going to take one right now because I've got the time freed up to do whatever I want. And you know what the best regimen for a bodybuilder is? It's not how many reps or whatever the terminology you want to use. It's the resting period. You know, you can go into the gym and just be at it, you know, curling iron or however the terminology you want to use, like for hours. But unless you spend time resting, those muscles aren't going to heal and grow. I will use those metaphors, those whatever you want to call them. So yes, resting is good for the body, good for the mind, good for the soul. Now, with that being said, maybe literally there's a problem or an issue you're trying to step away from, go into contemplation, taking a break from something, from stressing about a problem or an issue. I say that because we do have the Moon card in the challenge. Once again, every card I pull for the challenge, I read as a reversal. With that being said, any other placement in the spread, if the Moon card is pulled, it would tell me that whoever's placement it is, either yours or the person of interest, that person would have a hard time or a difficult time, find it challenging, let's say, to use their intuition to get them out of a dark place, no matter how big or small that dark place is, no matter how serious or how nonchalant, whatever the example or terminology, once again, you want to use. The issue, no matter how big or small, if you're trying to use your intuition, the only thing that would block that intuition is your ego. If you feel like there's too many obstacles in the way of, getting out of this dark place, so much so that you're either confused about which direction to go or in fear of obstacles growing and becoming bigger or becoming more. Obviously, the more you focus on the obstacles, the more you're going to attract them. The more you talk about the obstacles, the more you talk about the negative things that you don't want in your life. This is why we repeat cycles, not just in relationships, but that is a good example. I can't stand it when guys do this towards me. I can't stand it when women do this or they say that, or, you know what I'm saying? The more you talk about the negative things you don't want, the more you're going to attract those negative things. Same with the positive things though, right? So it could be that maybe through your ego, either you're confused or in fear of something, and it's blocking you from using your intuition and getting out of this dark place. Said, I love those cards. I know, Ciro Marchetti is just a badass. Ciro Marchetti is the artist that creates, well, he's created a few, more than a few. He's even made an oracle deck. But no matter the case, it could be challenging if you're in fear or confusion to get yourself out of this dark place. Which, maybe you're just trying to step away from the problem, detach from the issue, and let the solution come to you. As long as we stay in that high vibe, like, oh well, either the issue will solve itself, or I'll stay in this high vibing, energy, frequency, let's say, long enough until it comes to me, because to become the version of ourselves that has the solution, we have to remain high vibe. Let me repeat that. In order to become the version of ourselves that has the solution to any problem, we have to remain high vibe. With that being said, this person in your situation or in the environment somewhere is either a part of the problem or they're a part of the solution. Okay, well, that's super tough right now, but trying. I get it. Some things are just out of our control, but how we react to the situation is totally under our control. Keep that in mind. With that being said, this person being in Seven of Swords, I don't want to say that they're lying, cheating, or stealing. At the very most extreme example, yes, they very well could be. At the very least, if we were to give them the benefit of the doubt, maybe they're just being strategic in the way they communicate with you, or strategic in the way that they behave. Maybe they're watching their P's and Q's and they don't want to piss you off, or, you know what I'm saying? There are definitely people out there that aren't as confident as they should be, and just they care a lot about how people view them, their opinions of them. Therefore, if this person is being strategic, at the very least, walking on eggshells and wanting to impress you or not wanting to piss you off, then Seven of Swords could be a good card to, represent that behavior, let's say, or vice versa. That behavior is definitely witnessed in the Seven of Swords. As I mentioned, it very well could be that this person, in the worst case scenario, is lying or cheating or stealing, trying to sweep something under the rug so they don't hurt their reputation. Maybe it's more so they're worried about them being hurt than you being hurt. Very well could be. You know, but I wish this person would keep in mind that the more we sweep something under the rug, the bigger it's going to get, the more noticeable it's going to become. And the more we sweep under the rug, huge piles of elephant doo-doo, there's going to be a huge bump in the rug of elephant doo-doo, you know, with an elephant in the room, metaphorically speaking. It's going to be hard to hide that, especially if you step in it and it goes everywhere and the truth comes out. You know what I'm saying? So do keep that in mind. Do keep that in mind. With the Temperance card, and the similarities or common ground between you both, doing things in moderation, saying things in moderation, more so doing things in moderation, whether it's, you know, to escape reality or to escape accountability or just entertain yourself, let's say. No matter the case, it's always healthy. We don't want to overthink, oversleep, overeat, overdrink. Even though it feels good in the moment, long-term wise, it creates bigger issues. Doing things in moderation is always good. It could be you're trying to balance out your thoughts in your situation and temper those thoughts, temper those emotions, and judge the situation from not an emotional standpoint, but not in a mental standpoint either, if that makes sense. Not so logical, let's say. You know, trying to temper the emotions, trying to see from a higher perspective, why would this person be so strategic with this situation? Is there a higher bird's eye view, point of view, or perspective, you know, that would warrant a good outcome for either of us in the situation? No matter the case, this is also shared with them. The similarities or common ground between you both. This person is definitely trying to do things in moderation just as well. High intelligence on certain levels. Don't mind me just cross-watching. Not a problem, Dilly Beans. Oh, cross-watching. Gotcha. The Seven of Swords. Well, do keep that in mind. If you have good intentions, you've got nothing to worry about. Anyone with bad intentions always self-destructs. Always gets found out. Right? So, much love to you. With that being said, we do have the Hierophant and the possible outcome and or advice. The Hierophant talks about tradition. Yes, I'm not a big fan of tradition. I'm not a big fan of holidays. Sure, Halloween is cool. The Easter Reese's eggs are awesome. Getting together for food is awesome on Easter, is awesome on Thanksgiving. You know, I'm all about the food. If it considers me going to church, nah, I'm good. But yeah, tradition. Belief systems. Ooh, as I'm doing these readings, I've been doing these readings again for the last couple weeks after coming out of my my hibernation, not doing the live streams. and I'm remembering more and more interpretations of the cards. One interpretation for the Hierophant, before I lose it, is practicing what you preach. Practicing what you preach. When I mentioned church, I remembered, oh yes, the pastor interpretation or example of such. It could be that maybe you're about to learn a spiritual lesson from this whole situation, and or it could be that maybe, right, because if we are living two different lives, let's say a double life, we have to stay in one life or the other. We can't be in both. The farmer looked up at God and looked up at the devil, and the devil said, if you come onto my side of the fence, you'll have everything you ever wished for. God said, if you come onto my side of the fence, you'll be forgiven. The farmer was like, well, I don't know what to choose, so I'm just going to just sit here on the fence. Right then and there, the devil swooped him up. Oh, you'll have everything you wish for, but I get your soul, you know? Obviously, this is all just a lesson of a story. I get your soul, you get everything you want while you're alive, but while you're dead, I get everything else. Because I forgot to mention, the fence is mine. I own the fence. What a plot twist, right? I own the fence. I know, as I'm wearing a Hellfire Club shirt. Shout out to Stranger Things. Love that show. Hate to see that, it had an ending, but all things must come to an end. No matter the case. It could be with the Hierophant that you're about to learn a spiritual lesson about this whole situation. Do keep in mind, try your best not to live a double life. Because in one way or another, if we are to, another interpretation, if we are to gain other people's respect, it's always going to be through practicing what you preach. If we are trying to become a leader in some regard, whether it's in our friend group, in our career, in our relationships, romantic or platonic, if we are to gain respect, we have to practice what we preach. If it is that you believe that you're wanting to get more fit and exercise and all that, if your belief system with the Hierophant card is that you will be more healthy if you change your daily routines and habits, then do so. Because sitting on the fence, it's not going to create that much change. If you are in alignment with your beliefs, then not only will you gain respect from others, but you will be practicing what you preach. With that being said, it could be the advice to, yes, practice what you preach. Could be the advice to try to remain as, I don't know why this is coming through, but like traditional about the situation, about the solution as possible. Practice what you preach is so much nicer, LOL. Isn't it though? With that being said, I've already used so much time in this Capricorn collective reading. We need to get one more card to end out the Capricorn reading. Give us one card to end out the Capricorn collective reading. 3 more shuffles, y'all. A 1, a 2, a 3. All right, top card is the card we need to see to end out this Capricorn collective reading. Oh, wow. It's literally the back of the cards. It's literally the artwork of the back of the cards. Trippy. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Number 1, resilience. I don't know how that would play into the rest of this reading, but a few more seconds to appreciate the artwork, and we're reading. There is no need to rush or push. This is a time to take things as they come. Not through ego, by the way. Only through our ego will we try to force things. You have the determination and patience to handle what is happening. Do keep that in mind, Capricorns. Y'all are definitely about the long-term goals when it comes to career. So keep that point of view in this situation as well. As long as you keep those long-term goals and practice what you preach, I suppose, then there will, cold chill, there will be a solution that will come to you. Or the problem will just solve itself, and any cross-watchers that have bad intentions will just show their cards on accident. Everything they've swept under the rug will come flying out eventually, even if it's elephant dookie. You know, elephant in the room, I love that metaphor. No matter the case, the ones that get the message, resonate with the message, I hope it helped. This is what I have for y'all. At the very least, maybe it was entertaining. At the very most, maybe it was enlightening. I hope that y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope to see y'all in the next live stream for Capricorn Collective Reading next Friday. Maybe you want a personal paid reading and you'll come to the live stream. Join me this Sunday for a personal paid reading. $20 for a 5-card reading. 3 cards for $10, all through Cash App. Thank you for your time. Have a great weekend. You as well. It's good to see everyone. I'm so excited to come back and be uploading these live stream videos to YouTube. I'm definitely feeling like the more and more I do it, the more and more I'm gaining, recognition for the work I'm putting into this. So thank you. Do you only do personals on live? No, as I mentioned, I could do a Zoom call, I suppose. But yeah, I don't post or upload the live streams on YouTube on Sundays. I do try to keep y'all's personal lives or, privacy intact. But I suppose I could do like a Zoom call or something to that effect. And actually, that's how I've met tons of people online. Yesterday, Carrie, she's a Libra. She joined in on the live stream. I'm friends with her. I see her, posts from time to time on Facebook, facebook.com, on the facebook.com app. So yes, I definitely could do a Zoom call if that's something you'd be interested in, or we can become Facebook friends, and I'll just do a voice message. I'll, do a little video of me pulling the cards at random, then do like 5 different voice messages of each card interpretations and, all that fun stuff. Somehow connect everything together, as I always do. Sweet, I'll DM you or something. Sounds good. Awesome sauce everywhere. With that being said, I definitely have to end the live stream. I am starving. I just got off of work like an hour or 2 ago. But yes, Dilly Beans, I'll actually follow you back, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, y'all. Much love. Take care. Hit that follow button if you have not. And I'll see you in the next live stream. Take care, y'all.